EC8451 Electromagnetic Fields for second year 4th semester Electronics and Communication Engineering Department students. So in this lecture I am going to give the unit 2 electrostatics. So in this unit we are going to discuss about the electrostatics and what are the properties of electrostatics and what is meant by Gauss law and what is meant by Poisson's and Laplace equations. So what are the capacitance, capacitors? So in these things we are going to discuss about in unit 2. So in unit 2 we are going to discuss about the electrostatics and properties. Usually in electromagnetic fields, in unit 1 we are going to we have discussed about the coordinate systems, what is meant by Coulomb's law. So these things we have discussed in unit 1. In unit 2 we are going to concentrate in electrostatics. In unit 3 we are going to concentrate in magnetostatics. In unit 4 we are going to discuss about the wave equations, and unit 5 we are going to discuss about the wave equations and properties. So in unit 2 we are going to discuss about the properties of electrostatics. So in generally a Coulomb's law, according to this law, the force of interactions between any two charges is directly proportional to the charges and inversely proportional to the square of distance. So consider this diagram, plus Q1 and plus Q2 and plus Q1 and minus Q2. So generally the property of the electrostatic, meaning of the electrostatics is the study of the charges are at rest. So consider these charges are not in getting any movement, it is just fixed in that particular position, right? That's the second point. The magnitude of that charges are same. If the charges and the magnitude of charges are same, in the sense it will repel each other. If the magnitudes are opposite, in the sense the charges are attract. So the Coulomb's law states that the attraction or repulsion or force between the two charges is directly proportional to the multiplication of two charges, and the distance between the Q1 and the Q2 is R. So Coulomb states that the force between the two charges is inversely proportional to the square of distance. So the Coulomb's law states that the force between attraction or repulsion or between two charges is directly proportional to the multiplication of charges and inversely proportional to the square of distance. The next one is electric potential. So what is meant by the electric potential? The work done by an E field as it acts on a charge Q to move it from a point A to point B, and is defined as the electric potential difference between the points A and B. So generally, as we have discussed in an earlier slide, the electrostatics is the study of the properties of the charges are at rest. So consider the two charges are consider the charges at a rest position from point A. So if we are moving the charges from point A to point B, we are doing some work. So depends upon the work. The potential is defined as VB minus VA. Here the notation of potential is V. So VB minus VA is equal to minus of work done to change the position of the charges from point A to point B divided by the magnitude of charges. So here you may ask some questions, why we put a negative symbol here. So here in this direction we are doing that opposite direction of that electric field to move a charge from point A to point B. So that's why we are putting a negative symbol here. So point A to point B, E stands for the electric field and dr stands for the distance between A to B. So that is the differential of electric potential, right? The next one is the equipotential surface. What is meant by equipotential surface? An equipotential surface is that at every point of electric potential is same. So I am repeating the same meaning. The equipotential surface, the every point of the electric potential will be same. The next one is a three-dimensional equipotential described here. So here all the electric potential are at the same positions. Next one is electric dipole. So in an electric dipole consists of a pair of equal and opposite point charges are separated at a small distance. So in this equipotential surface, the charges are separated by the distance, or so it may be at the same potential or different potential. A pair of charges are separated by a distance. It's called electric dipole. The next one is the expression for electric dipole means here we are separating a charge plus Q and minus Q. So here the distance between A. So A P is equal to the electric dipole moment, P is equal to Q of the 2A. Q means the magnitude of two charges, A means the distance between the two charges. So here 0 to A plus Q would be A, 0 to minus Q would be A. So P is equal to Q of 2A, the distance point, the electric dipole moment point P. So plus Q is R1 direction, minus Q is R2 direction. Right. The next one is Gauss theorem. So according to the Gauss theorem, the total electric flux over a surface S is vacuum is 1 divided by T times the total charge contained inside S. The area of vector surface S is denoted by del A. So what is meant by Gauss theorem? Gauss theorem defines the electric flux density. So electric flux density is equal to how much amount of charges which is inside, the net amount of charges which is inside that particular surface. So Q is equal to phi electric is equal to Q divided by epsilon naught. The sum of flux is proportional to the total charge enclosed here. Right. The next one is the importance of Gauss law. Gauss law holds the good for any surface regardless of the shape and its size. The surface chosen for the application of Gauss law is known as Gaussian surface. So the total electric flux density is 0 when no charges enclosed here. So the same logically, if it does not have any charges inside in the cell, it will give a 0 flux electric flux density. So that's why the importance of Gauss law. The next one is capacitance. A capacitor is an arrangement of storing large amount of electric charge and hence the electric charge energy in a small space. So consider two plates which is inside a dielectric surface. If we connect a battery inside, the charges automatically stored in that particular plates. So that is called a parallel plate capacitor. So inside in this slide I described here a symbol and what are the plates, parallel conductive plates, and inside the dielectric surface, and the distance between the plates is percentage d. So the area of the conductive surface is A. So in this slide we have discussed the capacitors. And what is the properties of capacitance? So capacitance of a capacitor is defined as the ratio of charges, how much charges are the capacitor to the potential of the capacitor. So C is Q divided by V. So Q divided by V, Q is the unit of charges, V is the potential. So generally we can measure the capacitance in the unit of farads. So as we know, the capacitors are in parallel combination. The net capacitance is equal to C1 plus C2 plus up to Cn. The series combination means our net capacitance 1 divided by C is equal to 1 divided by C1 plus 1 divided by C2 plus 1 divided by C3 up to n number of capacitance we have connected in series. The next one is the energy and the capacitance of a parallel plate capacitor. So the expression for a capacitor is C is equal to E epsilon A divided by D. So epsilon A divided by D, epsilon is equal to the medium permittivity A area divided by the distance. The expression for the energy stored in a parallel plate capacitor is E is equal to half Q into V. Q means the magnitude of charges, V means the potential, and the half CV square. Q is equal to CV, automatically the energy joule of CV square. So in this diagram, the plus Q and minus Q charges are separated. So in this slide, the capacitors, the charges are at the polarization. When we connect a battery, all the charges are in the orientation. So that's why the charges are arranged like this. Next one is the capacitor of various forms. In this slide, we are going to discuss the paralytic capacitance and electrolytic. So these are the components which are used in electronics lab. The next one is the introduction. So in this slide we are going to discuss about what is meant by Coulomb's law again. So some discussions here. The next one is what is meant by Poisson's and Laplace equations, and what is meant by symmetric known charge distribution and unsymmetric known charge distributions, condition by electric potential. So in this slide we are going to discuss about these things. The next one is same. We are going to discuss. We have discussed already in Coulomb's law. So Coulomb's law states that the charges are proportional. The force between the two charges, the multiplication of two charges, and the inversely proportional to square of distance. So in earlier slide I have discussed. I didn't discuss that proportionality constant. Here the K is equal to the Boltzmann constant 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught. So the value of 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught is equal to 9 into 10 to the power of 9. So in this slide, I have discussed earlier slide. F is discussed F in the unit of force, so Newton. So F is equal to 1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught q1 q2 divided by r square Newton. The next one is Poisson's and Laplace equations. So delta D is equal to rho v, as we discussed in Gauss law. So delta D is equal to rho v. So statement states that how much charge which is inside that surface, it will exhibit that electric flux density. So inside no charge density, in the sense the electric flux density will be 0. So delta D is equal to rho v, D is equal to E epsilon. So delta E epsilon is equal to rho v. So delta D is equal to minus rho v divided by epsilon. Here I am discussed about what is meant by E. So E is equal to minus del V. So generally the electric field intensity and electric potential is opposite to each other. So E is equal to minus del V. So the minus sign will be, so minus is E delta D is equal to minus rho V divided by epsilon naught. So in this slide I have discussed the electric field intensity and electric potential. So E is equal to minus del V. So we have discussed E is equal to minus rho V divided by epsilon naught. So in case the charge density is 0, in the sense that del square phi is equal to 0. So that is called a Laplace equations. Thank you.